Hi, I'm Jack Infinity 203, and I'm here to talk to you guys about Batwoman Season 2, the sophomore outing of the CW series. Beware, I will be talking spoilers in this review for Batwoman Season 2. This is your only warning. If you haven't seen the season yet, leave this video right now because I will be talking spoilers from the start of the season all the way till we get to the end. Batwoman Season 2 follows Ryan Wilder, who stumbles across Kane's Batwoman suit after she has mysteriously disappeared following a plane crash. She picks up the mantle as Batwoman, and she teams up with Mary Hamilton and Luke Fox as she protects the city from crime, especially those like the False Face Society, led by the notorious Black Mask, Safiyah and her people of Coriana, and Alice, and many more throughout the second season of the show. As that happens, she exacts revenge upon Alice for the death of her mom, and she eventually has to protect those she loves as she became the new protector of the city and faces the challenges that come with it. Ryan Wilder is played by Javicia Leslie, who took over the lead as Ruby Rose stepped away at the end of season 1. What do I think of her character? I thought she's great. Easily a nice new Batwoman for the role. She's tough, she's strong, she can take care of herself, she can fight, and I like her dynamic with Luke Fox, with Alice, with all these other characters on the show. She is easily a fresh of breath air from Kane, and to be honest, I even think that Ryan Wilder is a stronger lead character than Kane. I liked how she ties into the story and how she picks up the suit and what her past is about as they explore who Ryan Wilder is and what she's been through, while also paving the way for her to become the city's next hero as Batwoman. And I really enjoyed that. I think she's really great on this show, and I really think that I would love to see more of her and hopefully see her team up with the other characters like Supergirl and The Flash. Another thing that I thought heavily improved this season are the action sequences on the show. They looked a lot better, they're shot better, and the action feels much more realistic. The acting here is good this season. I thought because this season is much better than season 1, that the writing has really improved this time around. And I thought that the actors were able to bring in their A game to what they have to work with, and I thought it shined. You can really see each of these characters, whether it's Luke Fox, whether it's Mare, whether it's Sophie, or whether it's even the villains. I thought they have really shined this season, and they made the best of what they have to work with, and I thought that was really well done this season. Another thing I thought was also really good was the villains, because this time you have Safiyah in the first half of season 2, and I liked how what happens with her character easily connects with what happens with Kate, what happens with Ryan, what happens with Sophie and Alice. Alice especially, because even though Kate's gone, she still plays a huge role this season. And I thought Safiyah was a solid antagonist for the show in light of August Cartwright and them back in season 1. And then another one I really liked this season is Black Mask. This time we got to see the Batman villain in the show in the back half of the season, and that continued to revolve around what happens to Kane, because this season also heavily deals with what happened to Kane and where is she. And I think Black Mask was a great villain to kind of tie into all of that, and I thought he was menacing. Even in the finale, he was menacing, he was terrifying, he was basically willing to do dirty things, and I thought for a show like Batwoman, he fits really well, and I thought I really liked his portrayal on the show. A big surprise that the season gave us when you got to the finale was that Luke Fox finally became Batwing. I was waiting for the show to pull that off in the comics, and I thought they did it. It was worth it. It was awesome to see Luke finally suit up as Batwing, because I was really hoping that they would do that at some point on the show, and I'm happy that it happened. The suit looks cool, and he looks great in it, and I thought seeing that happen this season, especially after Tavaroff shot him and almost killed him, I thought that was a big step forward in his arc, and I am really looking forward to seeing what he does as Batwing in season 3. However, a big issue I had with season 2 was the fact that the first half of the season heavily relied too much on the mystery of Kane, and they focused so much on that rather than embracing Ryan as the new Batwoman. it just didn't work for me. I just thought Kane wasn't that interesting of a lead character as Ryan Wilder is, and the fact that they focus so heavily on the mystery of Kate, where she is, what happened to her, just it didn't necessarily wow me very much. Like, I get it affected like Sophie, her father, it affected Alice, it affects Ryan and all these characters on the show. But because Kate wasn't that interesting of a character to begin with, it just never really felt anything shocking to me. And it just didn't necessarily land like it should have. And because it just felt like they weren't sure whether Ruby Rose was going to come back as Kate or not. And that really dragged the first half of the season for me. And it was about time that when you get to the second half of the season that they kind of moved on from it, but then Kate was still involved in a way, which I thought much better than in the first half. But the issues about them dragging the mystery about what happened to Kate Kane the first half of season 2 really weakened the season for me. Another thing, too, is the fact that I thought Jacob Kane, I don't think he really served too much of a purpose in season 2 than in season 1 because of the fact that now that Kate is gone, aside from the first half of season 1, it just felt like his character was there. Like, it's just the fact that, and also because he kind of did things to characters that kind of frustrated them, and he just was there just because the crows were there and just because he was there to kind of amp up the drama. And I feel like his character just didn't serve too much of a purpose in season 2 once you get past the first half of the season. And I thought that the crows, I kind of knew from midway through the season the crows have got to go because you can kind of tell that they were corrupt. You had the wrong people in charge. And I feel like that was done really well. It really kind of gives the viewer the reason to be like, they need to go. They can't stay here. We have Batwoman, and the crows were really not that good at their jobs either. So that's all the other reasons. So it was satisfying when you got to season 2, and when you get to the last half of the season, that Jacob Kane, who made a right decision, he decided, I'm going to disband the crows. And I thought that was satisfying because I thought that with all the people in charge, like Tavaroff and them, I was like, they need to go because they are not, one, they're not good at their job, and 2, they're just not the right people in the crows to do it. So that was also another satisfying thing, even though, and again, it ties to the issue that I feel like Jacob Kane just feels like he was there this season rather than serving much of a narrative purpose, aside from Kane and aside from him disbanding the crows. So didn't come too much of a shock that he won't be returning in season 3, especially after how they left off his character. So, yeah, but as long as the crows are gone, we have Batwoman. That should be a good thing. Another issue I also had with the season was the fact that at the end of season 1, when you see at the end that Alice made Tommy Elliott look like Bruce Wayne, I thought that was a game changer, and I hoped that they were going to spend a few episodes of the first half of the season dealing with that. So I was a bit disappointed that it was only for an episode, and then you never saw Tommy Elliott again, where he attacked Ryan with the kryptonite bullet, like from the end of season 1. I just thought it was a bummer that in the end they never did anything much with it after that, because I thought something like that could really be a huge game changer with the first half of season 2, because the fact that Bruce Wayne is still missing, even by the end of season 2, nobody knows where Bruce Wayne is. And I just wish that they spend more time doing that, because I thought that would be really cool to see. But until they bring back the real Bruce Wayne at some point on the show, then I don't know what we'll see about that. So, yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. Didn't ruin the season. It didn't bring the season down much, but yeah, I kind of wish they did more with that. Overall, I thought Batwoman Season 2 was a big step up from Season 1. It is entertaining, it is good, it has great action sequences, and it has a terrific new lead. And I hope that Season 3 continues to improve on the show. And so far, this season has delivered on what was a really good Season 2 to the show. And I'm going to give Batwoman Season 2 a B-. Definitely give this season a chance if you didn't like season 1. it is definitely a much better season. I think you should hopefully have a good time with the season like I did. And I really hope season 3 really improves on what seasons 1 and 2 did. And if season 3 does that right, that might be the best season yet. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the season continues, especially as they drop 2 bombshells that Ryan's birth mom is still alive and that we might get Poison Ivy if I'm right. So I'm really looking forward to season 3, especially after how good the season ended up being. So definitely looking forward to that. So those are my thoughts on Batwoman season 2. What did you think about this season? Let me know down below in the comments section. And don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe for more.